US and Zionist puppet Stephen Yaxley Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson, tweeted, "One of the most vile things I've ever seen." So after Renee Good, the woman who was killed in cold blood by ICE in Minneapolis, Robinson thought it was a good idea to say this: she was a shit mum. I mean, he didn't know anything about her, and now she's dead, leaving her wife and children behind. But because she was gunned down by the Gestapo, and because Robinson is an agent for the establishment, he decided to smear her like this. But the man's a coward. He deleted the tweet. Now, if he was brave enough, he would have left it up, but he's a pussy. He also said this: if only Renee Nicole Good had been shot dead by an illegal Somali rapist, the left wouldn't have given a shit about that. He's completely fucked up. And it's weird that he's sharing his fantasies. In fact, he would love nothing more than for that to be the case. You know, he would derive some form of sexual pleasure if he had the chance to attack Somalians. He gets off by being a racist scumbag. I think the reaction from the right wing since Good's killing has exposed the deep misogyny within the movement. I mean, despite the claim that they protect women and girls, in reality, the way in which they have acted in glee to the slain victim and mainly attacking white liberal women being a problem in society shows the breakneck speed in which they change their concerns over certain people. On any other given day, the far right cry about immigrants and claim they want to rape white girls. And yes, people say that, and yes, it's been platformed on UK right-wing media. But today, white girls, and specifically in this instant, white women, can go to hell and they deserve being shot in the face. In reality, the right and far right do not care about women or children or anyone, but rather they are used as a tool to attack migrants and refugees and then defend neo-Nazi ICE agents gunning down people in broad daylight. Robinson also said this: we want ICE in every European country. What maniac looks at how ICE have been behaving, going into communities, terrorizing them, kidnapping them and killing people, going up to people of color randomly and literally asking for proof they are legal, papers please, thinks, yeah, I want that in my country. No, this is not a man who cares about people or this country, but a man who wants to see extreme authoritarianism over here in order to protect power and the oligarchy. Tommy, and like many others on the right, decried holding Twitter to account for generating child sexual abuse material as an act of censorship, but don't say anything about the protesters who hold up Palestine Action signs being hauled into the back of a police van. In fact, they love that. The far-right movement has always been authoritarian. I mean, that's the core tenet of fascism: extreme government and corporate power to control its citizens. It's why you don't see any level of consistency on the right. You won't hear pundits on GB News express their opposition to Lucy Connolly's imprisonment and Palestine protesters being arrested for silently holding up placards. One is okay to them and the other isn't, despite one party literally inciting violence and the other isn't. No, for the right wing, it's about heavy censorship on those they disagree with and zero accountability on their own side. Those like Robinson have also exposed their fake patriotism. In fact, nationalism as a movement doesn't even really exist. I mean, the so-called bulwarks of nationalists are actually Zionists and US attack dogs. This clip encapsulates it perfectly well.
I want a national unifying politics which puts Britain first, not Pakistan, not Gaza, not any other foreign policy thing, Britain first.
Not Israel?
Well,
not Israel? The media's just been talking about Israel and the IDF for the last 4 or 5 days. That's what they talk about. You wouldn't think that high streets in this country are on the, are on the way down, or public services aren't doing well, or people are struggling with their bills. I hear so much about Israel.
Is that a fair point?
well, my personal view is Israel is a very close ally. Well, until recently, it was a very close ally of the United Kingdom. We should look after our allies. Unfortunately...
No, we shouldn't.
Unfortunately...
we should look after Britain.
Unfortunately, Israel no longer feels that we are a reliable ally, thanks to the Labour government. I care. And
Why?
lots of British Jews, a lot of British Jews in the country care about that.
The point of politicians in the UK should be to look out for the UK. That's it. That's something, by the way, that the right always used to say. And I used to look at them as somebody in the left going, you know what, I think they've got a point. And large parts of the right, Matthew, have just gone away from that because they just keep on talking about Israel and Tel Aviv and the IDF. They're making the IDF a protected characteristic. You know, need to go to the human rights, watchdog and maybe protect for, IDF Lance Corporals because they're being discriminated against by the UK, media. It's silly. You had it right. You had it right 5-10 years ago. Look after this country.
It's not silly to say Israel has a right to self-determination and to protect its own people.
Every country does.
That Britons, particularly British Jews, also feel profoundly unsafe about the direction of travel in this country.
So hold on. You started this by saying British politicians shouldn't be talking about other countries. I say nor Israel, and then you say no, actually no, they should be talking about Israel. You need to make your mind up.
I'm not saying they should be talking about Israel. I'm saying I have less of an issue with them talking about countries that are our allies,
right,
than people who are actively trying to organise politics along sectarian lines, which is what this independent group is going to do. Let's be frank, it's going to be pro-Gaza, anti-Israel, anti-British state, anti-military, pro-Palestine action. It's going to be all the things that this country should not really have.
Do you know, in the last parliament, do you know what percentage of Tory MPs were members of Conservative Friends of Israel?
How many?
70%. Be friends of your own constituencies.
We know of Robinson's Israel links and the money he gets from US oligarchs. And the response from Trump kidnapping Maduro and what's been happening in Iran shows the deep desire for so-called patriots to see US and Israel world domination and the power of sovereign states to be diminished. Ironically, believing in international law is both a pro-internationalist and pro-nationalist position. If you don't care about international law, then you think it's okay for one nation with a higher military capacity to invade another, which you might not care about until it's you. The rumours that Starmer is going to ban Twitter, he won't, has seen US politicians claim they will push for sanctions on the UK. Now, if you're a patriot, you should support this government making a decision without being bullied by another superpower. But no, the right wing want Trump to come over and take over like good little bootlickers they are. The truth is, no one on the right gives a damn about this country and its people. They are subordinates to the power of billionaires and corporations and would rather see you murdered by the state than support genuine freedom for all.